Hey everyone, it's Blade, and today we have a special day. We are here on the channel unboxing the Starfield Constellation edition for Steam. I personally got it as an early present for my birthday because I couldn't justify spending 427 Canadian dollars. Yes, the price is a bit crazy for the game, and even though it's being like a special edition, limited edition, it's still a big price to pay for a game. However, it's not just the game that you get with the Constellation package, and here today we're gonna see what is included in the actual box and how you even get it from the mail. So the price, as I told you, is 427 Canadian dollars. I purchased it from Bethesda International Store, which is a bit strange because we are just neighbors with United States. However, we have to use the European store, and my actual package was shipped from Austria. It took only 3 days to deliver from Austria to Canada, to Toronto, but still, that's a bit of a strange thing to do from Bethesda. However, the price is cheaper than buying it in a local retail store. For example, at Best Buy, you can find it for $3.99 plus tax, which will get you around $456 Canadian. However, if you look at the actual package and what it includes, it's easier to break down the actual price. So you do of course get the actual game, and not just the standard version but the deluxe version, which includes the first DLC and some skins for your character, as well as digital art book and soundtrack, which by itself costs 130 Canadian dollars plus tax if we're gonna count that. And that brings the actual price of the goods that you get with the Constellation package for around 300 Canadian dollars. So now let's see what you actually are getting for $300 if you just exclude the game. So the actual shipping box, after that you get just a generic box with some copyright or legal information about this, including a Bluetooth device, giving out a bit what is gonna be in the actual box. And when you unbox the generic box, you will see the actual designed Starfield box. The first thing, when you remove the whole packaging, you will see the Steelcase with a really clean design of Starfield, and we're gonna go back to the Steelcase, but it's nice to see that kind of a thing still being in existence, because I do remember getting some old games for my Xbox 360, and I do remember a lot of games that my friend was getting for his PS3 in steel boxes, and they were really nice to have in the collection and just for display. Now, when we take out the main event of the Constellation package, you will see this case, which is inspired, as Bethesda said, on the Apollo 13 mission and the boxes that they used to bring the samples from the moon. So it is a nice piece of detail. And to be fair and just give kudos to the Bethesda team and people who did this case, it's amazing. It looks great. The whole printing is amazing. The attention to details, it's immaculate. Like, I just really love the actual case. Even just not seeing what is inside, I do love the case, especially remembering the whole fiasco with the Fallout 76 and those ugly bags that were sent out to people. This is something I'm happy to own and happy to keep on display for my friends to see, or just to look at it from time to time and maybe even open it. So in order to open the case, what you do is you pull down the latch and then twist it. You can see the metal rods just pulling out from the holes on the sides, and then you can open the actual case. Just be careful that the case opens full on 180 degrees, so keep in mind that if you open it on a table or something, be careful because it just may fall down if you're not holding it, or if you're just expecting to stay 90 degrees. And once you open it, you see what's inside. So on the right side, you see the actual watch, which we'll look back later. Then you have the NATO strap, which is the second strap available for this watch, and the Constellation patch. When you remove the Constellation patch, you will see a small brochure, the small piece of paper with QR code in there, and go into the website where you can download the app for the watch, as well as look at the manual on how to use the watch. Underneath the manual, you will see the charging pad for the watch. Unfortunately, it is micro USB, but to be fair, the watch has a good battery life. But if you're interested in a full depth review of this watch, Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and tell me down in the comments below that you want to see the full review of the watch and how it functions. The charger pod is in there, the cable is there, and as well as 2 metal rods that are used to put in the other strap in it. The watch itself looks amazing. In my personal opinion, I do actually wear it for a couple of days, and to be fair, I do like how it feels on the hand, how it's light. The materials that are used in here, there are some metal parts, and most of the casing is done with the plastic. So it does have this feeling of a less rugged G-Shock, but it's much slimmer. I think if you're happy with the design of the watch, you will be satisfied with how it sits on your wrist. Going back to the case is just like a small thing. You can remove the foam that it's used to actually give it so much weight and use this case for something else. But to be fair, there are holes on the side, so don't think of using it as the actual like lunch box, for example, putting there some stuff, because it will go through the holes on the sides, because those holes are covered by the rubber foam that is inside right now when you get it. Last but not least is the actual steel case. So the design on it is amazing. I do love the clean and simple look with the Starfield logo at the front, with the text at the bottom saying that this is the premium deluxe edition. And when you turn it to the back, you can see a quote from a French philosopher writer, Anatole France, and the actual quote is from his book from 1908, The Garden of Epicurus, which I actually became interested to read when I did a bit of a research about the quote and this person. But the actual quote does give you this intrigue about what's gonna happen in the game in terms of the amount of exploration that apparently we're gonna get. The actual quote says, "The wonder is not that the field of stars is so vast, but that the man has measured it." This quote would work for Outer Worlds, for example, or it would work for No Man's Sky, for example. But Bethesda is known to use big things for their games, the same thing that they used for the Fallout 3, the theme opening song that could not be obtained by the original developers of Fallout 1 and 2 because it was just too expensive for them. So when we opened the steel case, at first I was expecting the code being on like a piece of plastic or a piece of cardboard, but when I took it in my hand, it was a solid chunk of metal. It's a replica of what the currency will be in the game, so you can see the engravery on the actual data bank or electronic wallet or something, but you can see the whole engraving on it, and on the other side you can see your Steam code. And actually, one thing that is interesting to me, it does say that it's uniquely encode thing, like the number of the metal rod. So if you have the Constellation edition, please do let me in the comments below if you have this number same as I do or it's different. So by this, maybe we can understand how many copies of the Constellation edition were released to the wild, and maybe know that Todd Howard or maybe Phil Spencer has the 00001 version of the Constellation package. And on the left side, you have the instructions on how to add your game to the Steam account, which is quite easy. But when you remove this piece of paper, you have 2 booklets with the instructions and keybinds on the game. So that covers the unboxing and what is included inside of the box with the Constellation package of Starfield. If you do have the package, do let me know in the comments down below if you're happy with it, if you think it's not worth it or it is worth it. If you want to see the full review of this Constellation edition LP4 or LP6 Chronomark watch, I think that's the full name of it, do let me know in the comments down below, because I think it is a good piece of tech and it's not just a gimmick and you can actually wear it. It does have some things that are not necessary for day-to-day life, like accelerometer, which actually shows you the G-force, but I don't know how many people need it in day-to-day life. Anyways, if you like this video, put the likes. If you didn't like the video, put the dislikes. In the comments down below, share what you think about this edition. If you have any questions or want to see more day-to-day stuff from my life and from some tech news, some gaming news, follow me on X Twitter at Ilya_played. Hit the notification button, and thank you so much for watching. Now go play some games.